Hey guys, this is your boy Robert Bob TV Brown. Let me make sure this little camera is clean, a little light going on over here. So let me see. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm leaving City Hall here in New York City, and as you can see, that's City Hall. And we just had a paid time off. That's right, the city of New York. Uh, Jumanji Williams. I keep calling him Jumanji like the movie. I got corrected today by an elderly lady. That's Jumanji to you, not Jumanji. I'm like Jumanji. Same thing to me. I'm a fan of the movie. It's like saying Joe Budden, Joe Biden. Both of them are crazy. Anyway, I'm leaving the paid time off rally here at the governor's, not the governor's mansion, but Mayor de Blasio office in City Council. And what we're doing right now in New York City, we're pushing for 2 weeks paid time off. Now, not a fan of politicians, political parties. I'm not a fan of political parties, but I can tell you this: Jamani, is a is the public advocate. I go. Is the public advocate for New York City, and he's been pushing this paid time off for quite a while. I think almost over 5 years, and now he's at a point now that he will push it harder now that he's the public advocate. The mayor on board. I'm not a fan of de Blasio, but he is on board with this paid time off. We believe every American citizen should have at least 2 weeks personal time off, PTO. This should not be mixed in with your vacation time. This should not be mixed in with your sick day. Now, we do have 5 days paid sick time here in New York City. Most states don't have that. That's why I say, even though you may not like that politician, if they're pushing a law that's going to benefit the entire community, you support them on that particular law. You ain't got to support on everything. I'm not a fan of de Blasio, but I am for him pushing this law. Okay? This law is essential. We are the wealthiest country in the modern civilization, and we're getting beat out by smaller countries by them giving their workers paid time off so they can relax and live a full life. And so we've passed some good laws, and I'm going to talk about this on the show, and hopefully America can follow suit. But we passed laws like not only do we got the federal FMLA Act, but we have the Family Medical Leave Act, which is different, which they take a little bit out of your paycheck every month, every pay period, and they put that towards you having some time off if you have a situation with your wife being pregnant or somebody going into the service, going to overseas. They give you time off, paid time off. It's half your salary, but it's paid time off to deal with those situations like that. We also have 5 days sick time. And companies don't like this, but hey, it's New York. You got to deal with it. Now we're working on 2 weeks PTO time. So not only we believe you should get vacation time, and a lot of time we negotiate that through a contract, but we believe you should get at least 1 week vacation time. We believe you should get at least 2 weeks PTO time, personal time off, and you should have your sick days. These things are crucial to you taking time off. We work hard, and we should be able to relax after work, and not just weekends or not just 2 days off. We should be able to just take some time off with the family, go see a family member that may need our help for something. We just need to go forward when it comes to workers' right and making sure you work hard, get paid a decent salary, and get paid enough time where you can relax. So I'm not going to keep you long, but the rally was pretty good. You can go online. It should be up. Just Google NYC paid time laws and hit the news section, and it'll show you videos from the day. You'll see my big head behind, way up in the cut in the back, just rallying for it. And yeah, there's people who I really don't, an organization who I don't like, tell you the truth. But sometimes you ain't got to like somebody to do business with them. You know, if I only did business with people I like, I would be broke. Now, sometimes you don't stop your enemy from buying your products. That's why I don't understand why people want to boycott places like Chick-fil-A, their business. I mean, they can support whoever they want to support. I mean, if you want to buy the chicken, that's up to you. I'm buying the chicken because the chicken is good. I don't give a crap who they support. All your money gonna go support them. No, they're going to support my belly. So I don't, but my whole point is, when you got people pushing things that's going to benefit you, you don't have to partner with them. You don't have to join their party. You can hate their guts. But on this situation, I'm with you on this. Like Trump and his his bill concerning dealing with prison reform. I support most of it. Not all of it. Need to be more robust. Bernie's is more robust. I support that. But that doesn't mean I'm supporting you or your candidacy just because I support the particular policy you pushing. So I always say, analyze the policy, see if it's good for you, see if it's good for your community. And if it is, sometimes you got to do business. You're not trying to marry these people. You're not trying to get in a relationship. You're trying to get a law passed. So if if that particular law would benefit you, of course you come together, put your differences to the side and push that law. And every Republican, every Democrat, every third party, non-party person, affiliate should go forth and rallying around that PTO time, because it's going to benefit you and your entire family. 2 weeks of personal time off is huge, and we want you to call your politician and tell them to push that. Here in New York, if you're in New York, call your local candidate, assemblyman, senator, congressman, councilman. Call them. The mayor, call them and tell them to push this law, or I'm going to push you out of office. I don't care what party you're in. Push this law, I'm pushing you out of office, because this law is essential to the health and well-being of most, not just New Yorkers, because it always starts with New York, California, then it spread abroad. But right now we're trying to beat everybody to the punch with this 2 week paid time off law. Right now we got companies that's lumping people's sick time with personal time, and that is not right. That is illegal. So we want to separate the three and punish companies for trying to do stupid stuff like that. So anyway, I'm out here. I'm going to get probably get me a hot dog and walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know if you can see it from over here, but I might just get a hot dog and take a little stroll on the bridge and enjoy myself. Or I can go home and work on the next Rob Report. Now, I know some of y'all mad at me for talking about Richard Wolff. Look, Richard Wolff is a great economist. I will not take away your skill when it comes to the economy. But when it comes to the issue of what I talked about Richard Wolff, that has nothing to do with the economy. Matter of fact, you do it right, it'll boost the economy. But for some reason, when it comes to black people getting reparations, people want to come up with all kind of philosophical reasons not to do it, but they never did that when it came to other people getting theirs. All right, so don't hate me. Again, well, you can hate me, I don't care, but I think Richard Wolff is a brilliant economist. But I also think Senator Darity is a brilliant economist too, and Claude Anderson, and they know what they talk about when they talk about this particular issue. And instead of people running their mouth on that, why don't you meet with the other economists and try to understand one another, instead of running your mouth on something that you really don't understand from our point of view, because you're not on our side, So I can't look at, understandably, I can't really understand what it's like to be an Asian in America, because I'm not Asian American. I got to learn that from another Asian. I have to spend time with another Asian. Same thing with Latinos. I work with Latinos in the union I represent. I don't understand their perspective unless they share it with me. So how you being a white person can tell African Americans what they cannot demand and what it will do if they demand? No, you can't do that. No. You just meet with us and understand where we're going with this, and look at our strategies on how we're going to get this thing done. So again, Richard Wolff, great economist. But there are also some great economists out here too. Dr. Senator Darity, Claude Anderson, who knows more about this situation than he do. And instead of him running his mouth, why don't you meet with those guys? That's why I tell every politician, instead of trying to brush it off or run like a coward, because you're afraid to deal with the situation because you might lose something, why don't you meet with them and figure out how you can do it to please everybody? Because there could be a way where everybody can be pleased, where everybody can get a benefit out of that particular situation. But now you want to run, duck, and hide like a little coward, a little punk, and not handle the situation. So anyway, I'm done. All right. But please call your councilman, your mayor, your whoever in New York City and push that PTO law, and call your local state or city. I don't care if you're in Kentucky. Call them and tell them that, yo, I want PTO for the entire state of Kentucky. And if Mr. McConnell don't want to give it, peace out. He's out. So we got to be strong this election. I'm the type of person, and a lot of people are like me, I'm not going to give you a full endorsement right now. It's too early for me to say I'm going to be I'm in your corner and I'm pushing you. I'm just like that. You know, I know who I favor, I know who I like, and I know who has policies that will help out my community in the world. But I'm still not giving you endorsement because there's still things I need coming from you. There's things I'm demanding that you push. There's one thing I respect about the LGBTQ community, because they had certain things they pushed and they were going to hold back their endorsement or their vote until they got it. And these politicians knew that, and that's the reason why they started giving them what they want, because they knew without that community, they weren't going to be able to get the votes that they needed to stay in office or get in office. And I'm the same way, the same mindset. Dr. King did that in the 60s. Look, we're a big, huge voting bloc. Not only do we got blacks, we got a lot of other people that's not black that's behind our movement, whites including, that's pushing this thing. And if you don't go with our agenda, then you can forget our vote. Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't having that. That's why Lyndon B. Johnson kind of bended the knee to the civil rights movement and the leaders in the civil rights movement. And the same thing need to be done. If there's certain things look, even progressives are saying that. Progressives are saying, look, we need health care. We need no-cost education. We need better housing and all that. And if you're not for it, I'm not voting for you. So what's the difference when somebody add reparations on the black, a lot of black Americans, especially descendants of American slaves, are saying, look, you know, either push what we want or you can forget our vote. But people are going to get mad at them when they do it. See, that's why I'm saying we can't be like that. We can't have it both ways. I support you and you holding back your vote for what you want. So why you can't be the same thing when it comes to us holding back our vote for what we want? You know, so just be fair about it and be understandable about it. And I get it. I get it. You got to really push hard and you got to make some threats. You got to kind of scare the crap that they're not going to get your vote until they come to the table and meet with you, until they bend the knee, so to speak. I can understand that. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just how politics goes. So, you know, right now to me, there's certain things I like about certain candidates, but I need you, and you know, and here's another thing. People are always saying, what is the black agenda? Why don't you take some time off and go to different websites where they lay the black agenda down, okay? I'm not the type of person where I have guests on what I do because I'm not home where I can be home. At the same time, somebody can be available for me to have them on the show, like my buddies Nico Howes, Tim Black, Jamal Thomas. I'm not in a position where this is what I do, okay? And I can just ask people to, oh, you know, we're going to do a show together at 2 o'clock. Heck, I barely can get on to do a show at 12 o'clock at night when I get off work. So, hey, what's up, Pat? And what's up, Fred? So, you know, it's hard for me being a union organizer. I love union organizing, baby. I love this job, I'm telling you. But I want to be able to do both, and I'm not in that position where I can do both right now because I don't have enough patrons, and I don't really push patrons. I mean, if you want to become a patron, that's fine. I do have a Patreon, Bob TV NYC. You can always support me through Bob TV NYC at paypal.me if you want to do a straight up payment. But I really don't focus on that because I got a job and I love my job and I expect my job to pay my bills. But, you know, I don't want to leave the opportunity where people who want to give. I just want them to give it the quickest way where Google don't take half the money. So, but nevertheless, enjoy your day, people. I'm in New York City. You got these brothers about to go do a little pop locking and break dancing. I'm going over here to the kiosk and get me a Nathan hot dogs with some fries. I might walk up the Brooklyn Bridge the day is a good day. And at the end of the day, I love all people, and I love Richard Wolff. And we're not going to agree on everything. Most things we will, most things, some things we're not. And I just didn't like what he was saying, and I just had to deal with it because it sounded too much like white supremacy talking points. And that's, remember when I said white supremacy is when a person don't want other colors to reach up to their equal status. And right now in the black community, and when it comes to ADOS, there's a scale, and this is scale of injustice where there's certain communities that have more than we do, and the reason they do is because we didn't start off at the same level. And we're not going to ever get to that same level until there's some kind of restitution to fix that wealth gap. Once we fix the wealth gap, all these equal policies for all people policies will be more effective. But until there's true equal rights between American descendants of slaves and the people who came from the lineage of our founders, until that wealth gap is closed, then we will never have true equal rights, and we will never go forward in equality until that is done in the black community. And like I said, I'm all for policies where everybody benefit, but still at the end of the day, there's still that wealth gap, and there will never be equal rights in the black community until that wealth gap is to zero. Anyway, I love you guys, and again, go ahead and call your local councilmen and senators and politicians and push for that PTO time in your neck of the woods. I'm Robert Brown with Robert Brown. This ain't no Rob Report. I'm just hollering at you for the day live on Facebook. I love you guys. I love you guys, even those who don't agree with me. I love you too. All right, I'll holler at you later. Peace.